YouTube was good. Welcome to Game On. Now let's try something, right? Let's do something. Let's look at the England team objectively. Let's look at the players on paper. How many players would you consider to be world class? Let's not use recency bias in this. Let's use like career wise. How many players would you consider to be world class? Because if you look at it from the perspective that I'm looking at it from, you see that England don't have many world class players. Their goalkeeper isn't world class. They don't have world class defenders. You might say Stones is world class, but I mean, if you look at his career, you wouldn't put him in a world class position. Trippier, maybe. Nah. Arnold is the only player that I'll see, okay, he's world class. He's a very good right back, though his defensive ability leaves much to be desired, but going forward, and he gives you a lot going forward, and he's also very versatile in the sense that he can invert and all that. So I think he's good in this position. Kyle Walker, I don't really rate him, so no. McGahey and Konsa and the rest, they're not really consistent. You get what I'm saying? So the defenders are not world class. The keeper is not world class. The midfielders, Declan Rice, he's been consistent for over the past few years. But personally, I wouldn't consider him world class. Why do I say this? Because if you look at how he's played since his West Ham days and even in Arsenal, he needs to be played alongside someone, alongside a midfielder who is physically inept, who can, let me just say, he needs to be played alongside a proper DM, a proper number 6. In West Ham, he was played alongside Souček. Souček is physically inept. He's very strong. He can win balls. He can do all the dirty work that needs to be done. So Rice had that freedom. And in Arsenal, he was played alongside Jorginho. At times, he was played as the lone 6. But then, when Jorginho and Thomas Partey came, he was played alongside those people. And when he was playing in those positions, he was doing very well. He was he was performing very, very well when he was playing alongside a proper number 6. So if you look at those things, you see that in that team, he needs to be played alongside a proper number 6. And I think maybe they should have considered giving Adam Horton a try, maybe against one of the teams that were not so strong, like maybe Slovenia or something, one of the weak teams. I don't know if they faced Slovakia, but if they did, they should have considered playing him against one of those teams just to see how the dynamics will work, because that is when you get the best out of Rice, in my opinion. But they didn't. But I wouldn't put Rice in that world class category just yet. Maybe in the future he could get there, but now he's not there. Jude Bellingham is not there yet. He's still young. He will get there, but not yet. Who was placed in the midfield? Conor Gallagher, Kobe Menu, he's showing promise, but not yet. They don't have many world-class players. The only person I'll see has been consistent in that team for many years is Harry Kane. He has proven to the world that, okay, he's world-class. He has done it everywhere he's gone. It's only these Euros that he wasn't really performing well. But even at that, it was a general thing. The whole team wasn't performing well, But then, if you look at the England team on paper, they don't have many world-class players. So you ask yourself, why do the English have so much expectation on a team that don't have many world-class players? You understand? They put the expectation that the French put on the France team. The France team have a lot of world-class players, but then the English team don't have a lot of world-class players. But then if you look at how they were all saying, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, you think they're actually a very, very good team. If you look at it, most of the players are players that are up and coming, young players. Phil Foden, Saka, Jude Bellingham, Kobe Menu, all those players are players that are now coming up. They need time to develop. In the future, if they are going on the path that they are following, they will get there. But then for now, they are not yet there, So you shouldn't put that expectation on them and you think that they can battle it out against certain teams, And unfortunately for them, they were not playing as a team like the way Spain was playing. And that is where they were disadvantaged. So I think the English overrate their players. The PR is too much, especially for Bellingham. The PR is too much. You guys need to tone it down a bit. Maybe it will come home if you stop putting unrealistic expectations on the players. But for now, I don't think you guys are going to win anything. Even if you get a very good coach, I don't think you win anything because your players are still developing. So you need to give them time to get to that level before you might see a Spain they have youngsters, but then they had only two youngsters, Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. The rest were all players who were experienced. Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Carvajal, um, Nacho Hernandez, Morata, all those players were experienced, you understand? So they are able to guide the youngsters in the team and they were playing as a team. They didn't have the egos that the players in the English team have. Jude Bellingham wants to be the star man. Harry Kane, all those players feel like, okay, I can lead the team or I can be the star person. And that's what will cost you, you know what I mean? So I think the expectations should be reduced. Southgate is gone, which is good news because, he wasn't really doing well. And his player selections were also not as good as I thought it would be. But then in the end, all's what that ends. So this Euros have finally given the English what they were hoping for, which is Southgate leaving. So he's gone. Someone else will come and take over. And let's see how the person does. But then personally, I don't think England will win anything for the next few years because the only reason why they got this far in the Euros is because they were in the easy part of the knockout rounds. They didn't face many difficult teams. They faced I don't remember the teams they faced, but the most difficult team they faced is the Netherlands. Come on, you shouldn't like. They are good, but they are also young, inexperienced. So it's not really a challenge like that. You get what I mean? So I just think they need to tone it down, tone the expectations down, and give the players time to develop at their own rate. Then you see what happens from there. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe. Come on, subscribe.